Hi YouTube, it's Joe here from South East London. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and it is Sunday evening. I went out to a couple of car boot sales this weekend. I don't normally do a Sunday one because I don't normally have time for it with church and various other commitments and stuff like that, but I actually got to go to it this Sunday and the weather was fairly reasonable. There was a question or a poll on the Facebook group about large car boot sales or small car boot sales and which do you prefer, and my Saturday one was small, which I did quite well out of, and then the Sunday one was a massive one and didn't sort of get so many of the classic finds at the Sunday. Well, didn't get so many of the sort of games or Lego at the Sunday one, but you had to sort of work a little bit harder, but still did really well out of both of them. Got some great bits and pieces which I'll go through and show you now. Not in this photo, is about, I picked up sort of 5 boxes of Lego, which was about, they were about 2 kg. It was about between sort of 12 and 15 kilos of Lego. I've not weighed it all yet, which I paid 50 quid for, and that had a load of minifigures in, which I'm sorting myself out as well. So this is not in the shop, but I'll go through what else I picked up, how much I paid for it, and some of the stuff to look out for, what I hope to make, and just, yeah, what my business is about. I'll do these sort of Nerf guns here down at the front. Start off with, I can get them out of the way. They're massive ones. They're absolutely massive, these things. There's a Centurion there on the right, the red one. The one in the blue is the Long Strike, and then this is the Havoc Fire. I paid 4 quid for the Centurion, 5 quid for the Long Strike, and 5 quid for the Havoc Fire. And I have done some Nerf in the past, but some of the smaller guns, they don't return you a huge amount. But these big ones, these go for sort of like 30 quid sometimes you can get for these. And I picked up one of these. I've never seen these at the boot sale before, and I thought if I'm going to have one of them, I might as well do 2 of them or do them together potentially as a bundle, because packing them is going to be an arse anyway. So yeah, that was a pretty good start. I'll get these out of the way now and then go through the other stuff. Had a couple of the accessories. It's got like the stand for the Havoc Fire, which is the battery operated one, and then the sort of smaller stand for one of them. And the kid was really sweet actually. I asked him if he had the stand for him and he said no, he didn't. And then I was like, that's fine. And then I paid up, and then he came running after me like a row over and brought the stand for me, so that was really nice. I'm just going to go through it how I've got it laid out. It's a bit of a mix between sort of like which boot sale stuff was that, but I'll just go through. This antivirus, this Norton, it is an old Norton antivirus, and it was 50p, so I thought I'd just take a chance on it. I don't know if there's much money in it. I need to properly look that up. But Norton stuff has only really got one use, so you only really want to buy it when it's sealed. One lady had this sort of, I asked if they had any games or any sort of retro, any stuff like that. And she said they didn't have any video games. And then they said, oh yeah, but we do have this old thing if you're interested. And I was like, yeah, might be interested. Had this Game Gear in this Mega Drive, doesn't have power lead for the Mega Drive. I've not tested the Game Gear yet, but it had some reasonable games. It had Tempo Junior, which is a fairly rare game, Triple Trouble, Columns, Jungle Book, Taz Game, not much money in that. And they wanted 15 quid for it, and I sort of left it initially, and then I came back round and I said, would you be interested in selling the games? And they said, oh, we'll just do the whole lot for a tenner. And I thought, you know what, a couple of these games, that's the money back in them. So yeah, I was happy with that. So that was a tenner for that stuff there. Come up here, do the games while I'm on that. I paid like sort of 2 quid for this set of 3 Harry Potter DVDs, and then sort of pound 50p for these, 50p for these Disney DVDs, which I'll put in a bundle, 50p for Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube, the first one. Not a huge amount of money in any of those, but you know, so sort of just making up bundles and stuff like that with them. One of the lads I pulled out the Nerf Long Strike off, I asked if he had any games, and he had some Xbox 360 games, and they were a quid each. I shouldn't have bought this, I don't know why I bothered with that. I think I got it mixed up with something else. But he had the 2 Black Ops games for £1 each, and Garden Warfare, so that was good. They'll do well. One lady had this anniversary Tomb Raider, and it's new and sealed, that's why I went on it. It doesn't actually have the PS2 strip seal, like a lot of them do. It's just got a sort of just a plain seal, but I have had a look at some of the others on eBay, and that is how they came. I paid £3.50 for that, so I did pay up for it, but someone sold that for about 30 quid in the past. Yeah, sort of 25 quid sort of I'll be looking at for that. A couple of these games are all sort of 50p and £1. Yeah, nothing particularly exciting, but these the sports resorts sell pretty well. Professor Layton was £1, which I sort of do as bundles. If you get sort of 3 or 4 of those, you can do all right with it. And then this Pink Panther new and sealed was a couple of quid. Not a huge amount of money in it, but might get around a tenner at Christmas. While I'm on the DVDs and stuff, I got this Sex and the City complete box set for a quid, and then these Soprano ones, they did all of that for a £5 as well, and that's all in there, so that was quite nice. Harry Potter books, I tend to do bundles of those. They've got a complete run in there of where there was the first 6 books were in paperback, and then they had a hardback, and then they just had some odds and sods, and I said how much they want for them. And they wanted a tenner for them, but I got them all for £7 in the end, which, you know, for, what is that, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books I was more than happy with. Yeah, they seem to be selling really well at the moment with the release of the new book. In terms of jeans, okay, so I paid up on some of these jeans, but there's some good ones in here. There's a pair of Gant Jason jeans, which are waist 38, and I find that the big size waist ones do really well. I paid £8 on this pair of jeans. This pair of jeans, 511s, were £1 in a charity shop. They were having a pound sale on everything. It's like a sort of grey colour. 511s, I love selling 511s. They seem to do really well. They're slim fit, skinny jean, which is quite popular at the moment. Pair of Hollister boot jeans. Again, these are in the pound sale. I wouldn't have ordinarily bothered with them. Women's Hollister jeans I find are quite tricky to shift. So, yeah, but I was happy to pick those up again. These I paid £8 I say on all of these jeans, which is quite a lot. It does sound a lot, and it is more than I would have ordinarily liked to pay. The lady actually had them marked up at 10, but I said if I bought a few would she do them a discount, and she said no, she's cheaper than anyone else in the boot sale, but I managed to get them for 8 in the end, which, as I say, sounds like a lot, but these do sell for about £25, 25 to £30, and you can shift them pretty quick, as in my experience. So yeah, a pair of 511s. These are all 511s, I think, 30, 32, that size. 34, 32, these will sell quick. I know that. I'll try and probably get 30 for them ones. Pair of 30, 32 again. Another 30, 32, sort of like a grey colour. So yeah, all in all, paid up a bit on some of those jeans. I mean, obviously I'd like to pay £2-3 for them, but I think for me personally, you're almost better off, I find, paying up on a pair of 511s, which are a good colour, which you can sell, rather than buying a sort of random pair of Levi 758s or something, I don't know, or some random jeans that people aren't really buying. So yeah, I was happy to pay up on those and should shift them fairly quickly. If we come on to footwear, most of this came from the boot sales. There might be the odd charity shop in here. Oh, that's all the Nerf stuff. So these, first thing, leather black Converse, really good condition. They've got dirty soles, but I can wash that off. I paid up on those again. I paid £5 on them, but again, they sell so quick. These black leather ones, they'll sell for £25 within a week, I'd imagine. So yeah, that was good. Paid £4 on these DMs. They're white DMs. They have got some marks on them, but I'll give that a good go with like the cream cleaner and the various bits and pieces, and they should do all right. And even if they doesn't come off for £4, you can't really go wrong with those. These flights, these are nice. These are sort of a size 5. Paid £4 on those. They're pretty much, yeah, they're really good condition, those ones. Some people had I saw some really nice trainers at the boot sale, some like Huarache, some sort of brand new adult Nike Air Flights and stuff like that. But people just wanted too much money for them. People wanted like £30, £40 for stuff, which is, yeah, not far off the sort of starting price. So, yeah, it was a bit much. Okay, these pair of Nikes, paid £3 on those. They're in really good condition as well. They're only a size 3, but a really nice pair of 90s there. That should be flat. That should be reflective, I would have thought. I don't know if something's not right with those. I'll have to double check them, because I thought with the flash on that'd be reflecting, but it doesn't matter. I'll check those. These were good. These were £5, brand new Converse in the box. What are they called? Oh, they Star Ones or something. What are they called? I forget the name. I don't know if it's got it on there. I can't remember. I'll look that up. But yeah, they were really nice. They're size 4, brand new. Lady wanted £5 for those. So again, sort of £25 sale. That should be pretty quick. These Vans, lady wanted £3 on these. These are brand new as well. Tend not to buy too many Vans, but these are women's ones. Sorry, just playing with the focus here. There's no natural light. There we go. Is that a bit better? Don't know. And yeah, again, brand new, not even been laced up. So £4 on those. Happy to pay that. Should get about 20 back on those, hopefully, if all going well. Pair of Nike Air Max ones. These are really nice. Bit of wear to the trade, but they were £2. They had a couple of pairs, but another girl had some in her hand, and then I picked up the other one, and I did feel like, and I said that I was going to buy these, and then I said about the other pair, but the other girl sort of wanted them, so did the decent thing and I had one pair and she had the other pair, although she was umming and ahhing, so I did just before I left say, you are going to buy those, aren't you? Because there was a few other people who would have had them, and she did have them. So, but yeah, those are nice. You should get about sort of £25 back on those. Maybe with the wear, actually, it might be nearer £20, but yeah, easy money in those. £3 on these New Balance 420s. They're not particularly good, they're not great condition, but again, you get sort of 15 to 20 back on those. Paid up on these Converse, but these were £4, but they're size 10. They're a classic colour, in really good condition, minimal wear. at all. And like I say, I'm happy. You're much better off paying up on these sorts of ones, which are in really good condition, which are a good size and a classic colour. That you can sell for 25 quid, 23, 25 quid really quickly, as opposed to paying £1 on a pair that you're just going to sit around and can only sell for 10 quid anyway. So that was those. These 90s, these were 4 quid. They're not in great condition actually looking at them. I didn't realise how bad this was. But again, I might just auction these ones, starting them at a tenner to get my money back on those. 4 quid I played on these Mundials. Copper Mundials are really good trainers. I sold a brand new pair of these, the Astros, for 60 quid this week. But yeah, these are in good condition. The boots, they're a good size. They're a size 8. No laces, but I've got some laces around, so yeah, should do all right on those. This little pair of Nikes were 3 quid, 4 quid. I can't remember, 3 quid maybe. Again, I wouldn't have normally gone on them, but they're pretty much like new. I just got to wash that dirt off the tread there, and should get about 20 back on those. This was from a charity shop. I picked these up. Now these are Nike Air Max 1s again, but these are the ones which have got the Liberty of London, Liberty print on them, and these sort of polka dots. And again, tiny bit of sort of dirt residue, but pretty much like new. And they're a really expensive trainer, so I paid 20 quid on those from the charity shop, but I'll be looking for sort of 65 to 70 on those. So yeah, pretty pleased with that. First time I've ever picked one of these up. I have seen them in the past, but they've often been a bit sort of sort of sick on them, or just not, or like just not particularly clean. But this one is pretty much like new, this Baby Bjorn, and it's a newborn one, is it? Yeah, newborn to 15 months. And a shout out to Nick Hills on that. Nick Hills mentioned that in one of his videos, as he sort of passed on a few things to look out for. So yeah, really pleased for that. And looking at completed listings, that goes for about 30 to sort of £40 depending on condition, and I paid 4 quid on that. This was a bit of a, I don't really know what I bothered with this for. I paid 30p on each of these. They were sort of like, yeah, they're sort of £3 for £1 on these cameras. The guy had loads of them, and I sort of looked through and picked out a few Canon, or picked out a few that looked a bit interesting. This Kodak one I think might be reasonable, but yeah, I don't know. It's not really my bag. I didn't go hugely on it. I paid like 3 quid and took a bit of a gamble on it. I'm probably just going to job lot them all out and maybe get sort of start an auction or something at a tenner and see how I get on. So not really, I shouldn't have bothered. I did look, but I say I shouldn't have bothered. You never know. One of those cameras could have been worth 20 quid or something, and it would have been all right. But I don't think there'll be much money in it. I'll list them all. Someone will know better about them than I will, and maybe there is one in there which they want. Got this Zerg. Actually, someone threw this in, this sort of Zerg blaster from Toy Story. It hasn't got any of the balls, but yeah, they threw that in, so that goes for about a tenner. Not really worth bothering by itself, but someone just sort of said, I'll just take that if you want. These inks, I paid up on these a little bit, paid 4 quid on each of these inks, but they go for about 11 to £15. I'll probably do the 3 in a bundle for 35. These 2 Lego sets, nothing particularly exciting there. They're complete because I did check them, and the lady said they were complete. I got the pair for a £5. Top one goes for about 15. The bottom one, not much. I'll probably have to bundle that with some other stuff. Simon Swipe outside the box, paid £1 for that. I sold one of those this week for 10 quid, so I wouldn't ordinarily have bothered with it, but I've got a repeat listing there. I don't even have to take a photo for it, and it's going to make about 6 quid, sort of, so that's an easy one. 2 hot wires, they were £2 and £2.50 for those. I haven't checked them if they're complete or not, but I do have a sort of a semi-complete set. If any of them are short, I can top that up with, so that was pretty good. The best pickups of the day were these hose, these garden, I don't know how you pronounce that, gardener sort of systems where you automate like how much water your lawn gets or something like that, or when you go on holiday you can put it on timer modes or various things like that. Easy program, brand new in the box. They wanted 10 quid for these 2 programs, and they wanted 5 quid for this one, which you do sort of manually. You set the time up of when you want it to sort of come on and not. These 2 sold on eBay. These, I don't know, I haven't looked on Amazon, but these sort of seem to go for sort of 75 quid. 70 quid, one sold for 90 quid, so yeah, in for money on these, and this sort of sold for about 35 quid and 30 quid, but out of the box as well, so really pleased with that. Hiding under here, what have we got? We've got a downfall, which is £1, which sort of seems to do about 15 quid. I think I got 25 quid on one of those Christmas last year. I don't know how I did that, but yeah, that was a good sale. Hiding under there as well, we've got a rummy cub. That's complete. That was £1. That's a sort of a steady seller, sort of £15 away. Escalado, Chad Valley version. Value's dropped on those a little bit. Still sort of 15 quid in it. 15 to 20 quid, probably maybe around Christmas time. It did really well after it spiked because it was mentioned on Coronation Street, I believe. But yeah, sort of money's dropped out a little bit from it now. So yeah, so that was my sort of pickups from some of the things, yeah, from this weekend. My room is looking about as tidy as it's ever going to look. I I had relative family staying over, so I sort of this corner is steadily getting sort of more and more sort of taken over with stuff each time they come up. I'm trying to sort of cut back and tackle that corner. It's all listed, that stuff over there, but I'm just waiting for someone to buy it. So yeah, so there is actually floor space in here, which is great because this is where I'll do my listings, and I'll try and get all these jeans listed because they take the most space, and these sort of massive guns and stuff like that. So that's my job, and then I've got to pull out all my other stuff from the spare room, which I've sold over the weekend, and get that packed out. So it's going to be a bit of a ball ache doing all that, but that is part of the reselling world, isn't it? You've got to buy it, then you've got to photograph and list it and sell it. So that's been my weekend. I hope you guys, if you've been out sourcing, have done well. Best of luck for all your sales, and I'll speak soon. Cheers, guys. Bye.